Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the federal CIO is focused on cyber and a smooth transition in the months ahead. And new tech announcements made on Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's trip to the Indo-Pacific. It's Monday, November 18th, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Here are today's top headlines. As the White House gets ready to pass the baton to the incoming Trump administration, federal CIO Clare Martorana said she is focused on cybersecurity issues and making sure her team does everything it can for their replacements to be set up for success. Over the remaining 2 months of the Biden administration, Martorana said in an interview with FedScoop on the sidelines of ACT-IAC CX Summit on Friday that cyber is her top area of focus because, quote, you need security, engineering, and competencies when you are contemplating the problem set in the solution you're trying to design. Martorana referred to the nation's data as its crown jewels, and she's especially mindful about protecting healthcare and Social Security data, she said. And before her departure, Martorana said she wants to make sure that cybersecurity is not a bolt-on thing at the end, but instead is a core component of product development for American citizens. Ultimately, she's, quote, really excited about what's possible from a tech standpoint for the incoming administration, saying that, quote, with the innovation in AI and all of these other technical evolutions that we're going through, it's such a blue sky. Adding that she thinks the nation is going to accomplish extraordinary things over the next 4 years. In other news, FedScoop is traveling with Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin on his 12th and final trip to the Indo-Pacific region, where he is engaging in a series of bilateral and multilateral meetings with some of his closest colleagues across Australia, the Philippines, Laos, and Fiji. During the trip, which kicked off Friday morning, Austin intends to promote deeper research and technology-driving partnerships and further the U.S. military's interoperability with partners in the region. And already, Austin has been a part of some key developments with those allies in the region. He and his counterparts from Australia and Japan unveiled new plans on Sunday to more deliberately link their militaries and weapon systems, jointly adopt autonomous and other advanced technologies, and increasingly consult each other about existing and emerging security issues in the Indo-Pacific region. And then today, Austin led the U.S. to enter into a new official agreement with the Philippines to enhance sensitive information sharing and defense technology cooperation between their governments, and also broke ground on a new combined coordination center at Camp Aguinaldo in Manila, where the two nations' military personnel work side by side on regional security operations. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.